Whoa, burnout. Or reverse burnout because I stopped. Whether you want to commute daily to work or school, or maybe you just want to have a good time riding around, feeling the breeze in your face, the wind in your hair. So right here we have the Gotrax XR Elite electric scooter that's going to allow you to solve all those problems and have a good time going to and from all these different places. It features up to a 20-mile range at 15.5 miles per hour max speed, a 350-watt motor, as well as a 288 watt-hour battery powering all of this. We are looking at 10-inch pneumatic tires. Now this scooter weighs in at just over 35 pounds, so it is a little bit on the heavy side, but not too heavy where you can't carry it around after you fold it up. So that'll be fine. If you happen to get somewhere and you're not allowed to ride it around inside of a store, for example, you should be good to go. Of course, inside the box, we do have a user manual, and we have a bunch of packing material. Of course, we also have our charging cable. And then we got the scooter itself. The plastic's a little bit slippery. And more packing material. Hurt me the less that I cry. So we got the scooter right here. Where's the kickstand at? Kickstand's over here on this side. Let me prop it up a little bit. I guess it's not gonna stand. We're gonna just lay it down. Also inside the box, we do have assembly instructions, as well as some screws, tools, and this little hose that's gonna be an adapter for your air pump if you need to inflate the tires. Now the assembly process should be pretty simple. All we have to do is get this handlebar installed. So now let's get the scooter removed out of the plastic. So far this is looking like a very nice scooter. Easy one-touch access to get this thing set up. So this process actually looks very simple. We're gonna take our brake cable, pull in the handbrake, find this little groove here, put the metal piece inside like so, and then feed the wire on through. We do have to stretch it a tad bit to get it over to the side. And once we get it inside, we're good to go. Test the brake. I can hear it engaging, everything's fine. Next, we have this power cable inside, and we're gonna attach it to the power cable inside of the handle. Should be easy, only goes one way, so don't try to force it, just like so. Next, make sure we have this the right way. Feed this wire back inside. Push the handlebar inside. Boom, just like that, very easy. And next up, we're gonna install 6 screws with our Allen wrench, 2 on the side, 2 on the back, and 2 on the other side. So now that we got the handlebars installed very securely, everything is looking good. Just took 6 screws and we're ready to go. Now taking a look at this scooter, I do really like the overall design. It looks very nice, high quality. We do have a large 5.78-inch deck, so even large feet should have no problem on here. And it is a nice rubberized grippy material, so you won't be slipping and sliding around. Over here on the back, we do have the little latch that attaches to the handlebar when you do fold it up, which is a very easy step. Over here on the back, we also do have a reflector for safety, nice 10-inch pneumatic tires filled up with air. We do have our kickstand that does a very good job supporting it. Over here on the front, 10-inch pneumatic tires along with more reflectors. We do have our brake cable heading all the way down here to the back, and as we pull the brake, you can see the brake engaging. Very cool, very nice. Now over here on the front, we do have this red as well as this red. If you pull both of these at the same time, you will be allowed to fold down the scooter so you can carry it around. We have this nice blue stripe of Gotrax branding right here on the stem. Now coming up here to the handlebars, we do have the all-important bell so people can know you're coming up behind them if that ever happens, which it does happen a lot. We do have very grippy handles here, so that way you won't be slipping when you're trying to steer this thing and keep it under control. This is something very simple, but I do really like this little logo right here on the front. It looks very intimidating, almost like a transformer. Coming down here to the bottom, we do have a good amount of ground clearance so you can be going over obstacles without an issue. Right here next to the kickstand, we do have the all-important charging port covered up with rubber so that way it won't get damaged if you go over water. Right here on the front, we're gonna remove this little film to expose our headlights so you can drive around at night. Up here at the top, we do have our instrument cluster. We're gonna remove our film as well. Over here on the right side, we do have our throttle. Simply pull this down. You do have to kickstart it for safety before it'll actually engage, so keep that in mind. But one of the cool features is if you hold this down for 10 seconds continuously, you can let go because it will enter cruise control and just keep going on its own for those long commutes. Of course, to disengage, you're just gonna hit the brake, just simply pulling the lever. Now over here on the front, if we get this powered on, we can see our instrument cluster. It looks very good and very bright. Over here on the left side, we do have our battery percentage indicators. As you can see out of the box, we are at 50% and we're in gear 1. Now gear number 1 is limited to 9.5 miles per hour max speed, but if we press the power button, we go to gear 2, which is maxed out at the full 15.5 miles per hour. Over here on the top, we do have a very large miles per hour indicator. And then down here at the bottom, it actually shows you how many total miles you have ridden, which is actually very cool. Now, if you want to turn on the headlight, you're going to double tap the power button and we get this bright headlight so you can see what you're doing at night. Double tap it again and it'll instantly turn off. Now, if you're not a fan of miles per hour and you want kilometers per hour, you're going to triple tap the power button and it switches over to kilometers, and you can triple tap it to switch it back. As you can see also on the display, we do have an icon that lets you know that the headlights are on, and there also is a cruise control icon that will show up when cruise control is engaged. So now overall, this is looking like a very capable scooter, so we're gonna head outside and put this thing to an actual test. I'm ready to ride. All right, y'all, it's an amazing day out here, nice and cloudy, nice and windy, a little bit humid, but I got the Gotrax XR Elite Max here, and we're gonna put this thing to the test. I'm just glad there's not a bunch of sun pouring down on me. I want some rain pouring down right now, but it looks like it's not gonna happen. But let's get this scooter set up real quick. Push down the fender, pop this up, locks into place. We're ready to go. Let's get this thing powered on. Now, we don't necessarily have direct sunlight coming down on us right now, but it is pretty bright out here and you can see the screen perfectly. On camera, it is flickering, but in real life, it is not. So with that being said, let's kick off and go for a ride. All right, picking up speed. We're at 10 miles per hour so far. You know what? Just realized I didn't increase it to the maximum speed. So let's actually do that real quick. All right, now we're in gear 2. Now let's pick up speed. Okay, it definitely does have a considerable difference coming from gear 1 to gear 2. And just like that, we're already maxed out at 15 miles per hour. Feels good, very nice and smooth. All right, nice wind in my face, wind in my hair, love it. Just activated cruise control, so I took my finger off the throttle and we're just going. The deck, nice and grippy, a very good size. I do have a pretty large foot, not the largest ever, but you know, it's a good size for my foot at least. So if you have smaller than like a size 13 foot, you should be good to go. I mean, this is a very smooth ride. Those air-filled tires feeling great. Coming up over here to a turn. Let's actually go around this. We hit the brake a little bit. The brake's very responsive. Hit the throttle. Very windy. Go around, boom, here we go. Picking up speed once again. I mean, this is a very smooth ride, very windy as well. Hopefully you can hear me right now because there's a ton of wind coming toward me right now. We're actually going against the wind. Cruise control just activated once again. Whew. Going over a couple bumps, no problem. I mean, the wind feels great, it's just very loud. Maybe put on some noise canceling headphones. That's weird, going the other way, there wasn't any wind. Going this way, tons of wind. But it's a nice day to ride out on a scooter. No complaints here. Let me take this turn. There we go. See, no wind right here, feels good. Bit of a dead end, let's make a right turn. Okay, there we go. All right, handling everything very well. Now right here, we're coming up on a dirt path here. Now this scooter's not really rated to go off-road, but I wanted to try something a bit rough with a little less traction just to see how well we can fare. And it's doing a good job. I mean, I don't think I would go too fast on here, especially on these turns, because you could lose traction and, you know, wipe out. So just be careful. But as you can see, even on a rough patch like this, we're doing a good job. So if you happen to come across a rough patch, you should be just fine. Just slow down, be careful, and you should be able to get past it, no problem. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, so the Gotrax XR Elite Max scooter, very well-made scooter. Like I said, we have this big deck here, nice and rubberized texture. As you can see, my feet are on here, no problem, and they don't slip off easily. Very well-made. Got this nice kickstand here, boom. Set it up and it's ready to stand up on its own. Control button, very easy to use, very grippy handles, very easy throttle with a 10-second cruise control activation, which is very, very nice. And of course, can't forget the bell, which is the most important thing about a scooter and it's my favorite part. But what's cool about this scooter is it's actually very powerful. Now I weigh about 160 pounds, you know, kind of in the middle as far as the weight limit goes on this thing, but it gets up to 15 miles per hour in just 7 seconds, which is very impressive. You kick off, start throttling, and bam, you're already going max speed, and then 10 seconds later, you're in cruise control. Very, very nice. Now, it feels good having the wind in my hair. The scooter looks nice, feels good. It's very well made. Everything is very smooth, even on some rough terrain, you can still get through it. I drove through asphalt, through construction zones, through a dirt path, and everything was just fine. The screen is very easy to see, even in the sunlight that's coming out right now and burning my face. The brake, very responsive. Don't hit it too hard because you don't want to go flying, but you know, gently do it unless it's an emergency. Then you might have to do it and jump off or something. But overall, a very nice, well-made scooter. It's easy to ride, very fast at picking up speed, and I'm gonna go get some more wind in my face because this sun's very hot. Whee!